Hello everyone, this is a quick follow-up onto the last video where we looked at the A major scale. What I wanted to look at was the musical alphabet and how the musical alphabet works on both the keyboard and guitar. So it'd be quite important for music production as well. So anything we look at, you'll be able to transfer these skills when you're using a DAW. What we're going to look at is how the musical alphabet works, and then how that looks on a keyboard really quickly, and then how it looks on a guitar really quickly. So in principle, you'll be able to find any key on both instruments and also any chord. And we'll perhaps just go back to the A major scale really quickly to work on some chord theory, how we can work out what major and minor is. So I'll get through this really quick. So if we first of all, let's have a look at the music keyboard. So with the music keyboard, we can actually see the musical alphabet written out. So A is always a good point of starting. So the first thing I do on a music keyboard is find out where C is, and it's always one to the left of the two black keys. So we've got the two black keys, it's one to the left, and there he is. So it's the same here. So we've got the two black keys, one to the left is C. So we can see here our musical alphabet written out. So if we go from A, we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then we start straight again, an octave higher, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we know the musical alphabet goes from A to G and then starts again in what we call octaves. They're just in different pitches, but they're the same note, octaves higher or lower. Then we have these black notes, which we're going to refer to as sharps today. They can be flats, but for today, if we learn what sharps are, transferring to flats is going to be really easy. Okay, you can see some of the notes, some of these keys don't have sharps. So what we've got to work out is which ones, and then we can also visually see the fretboard, and then therefore we'll be able to work out every single note on both instruments. So as you can see here, B doesn't have a sharp, so B goes straight to C and E goes straight to F. So that's uniform across the keyboard, that's the same. So we'll go A has a sharp, so that's one up, one semitone higher, to B, to C, because B doesn't have a sharp. So B goes to C, then we'll have C sharp, D, D sharp, E to F, so E to F. E doesn't have a sharp. Then we've got F sharp, G, G sharp, and then we're back to A, so it all starts again. Okay, so visually looking at this, we know B doesn't have a sharp because he goes straight to C, and E doesn't have a sharp, so it goes straight to F. Now, if I just I'll minimize that down. Let me get my guitar fretboard that I've just drawn out really quickly. Okay, if we look at this, I'll just make that tiny bit bigger there. Okay, if we refer this to the guitar now, the strings on the guitar, from the thickest string, we've got E, A, D, G, B, and E again. So there's different ways of remembering this. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears was one I always remembered, or Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. But if we just remember E, A, D, G, B, and E, this is the main string we're going to concentrate on today. And we're going to work out, using that theory of the musical alphabet, we're going to work out every single note on the fretboard. That's the plan anyway. So here's the musical alphabet. We've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it starts again an octave higher. So it'll be A, B, C, D, E, F, G again. Okay, now let's work out these with sharps. Now a sharp looks like this, and it means it's one semitone higher. So exactly the same as the keyboard when we looked at the keyboard. So if we had an A, which is on the 5th fret on the bass string, if I was going to make that an A sharp, it's one semitone higher, so it's 1 fret higher. Okay, so let's start writing these down. I'm going to take that a bit smaller. Let's go red. Okay, so we know these string names. We know this is our thickest string on the guitar, and that's our E, because it's here. It's our thickest string. Now, if we take this musical alphabet theory, we know from E doesn't have a sharp, so I've underlined it there. That's one of the ones that were next door notes, the white notes on the piano. So we've got E, then on the 1st fret we'd have an F, And as you can see here, F does have a sharp. So 2nd fret on the guitar is an F sharp. So 1st fret's an F, because we've got an open E. E doesn't have a sharp, so it goes to F, F sharp. G is on the 3rd fret. G sharp, because it has a sharp. And then remember with the musical alphabet, after G, so G sharp, because it has a sharp, it starts again, back to A. And then we'd have A sharp, because A has a sharp. And then we're to B. B goes straight to C, because remember, B, no sharp. And then we're C sharp. And then because I've sort of zoomed in on that, the rest are down here, but it would be D sharp. And then back to E on the 12th fret. That's where we get the 2 dots, and that's the octave higher. So, really quickly, we're going to work this with the A major scale and how we can work out chords along with this. But now, in theory, you'll know all of these notes on the fretboard and on the keyboard. So, remember this is the E string. E doesn't have a sharp, so it goes straight to F. F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, B goes to C. So these are the ones to remember. E to F and B to C there. And you'll remember, once you start playing guitar and working on chords, you'll get positions like on the 5th fret. Because of the tuning of the guitar, you'll just know that's an A. I know that's an A. And C is always a good one, because on the 8th fret, and B doesn't have a sharp, so C would be on the 8th fret. Okay. Now, let's have a look at just the A string really quickly. We know A is the 2nd thickest string, so this is our A here. I haven't left myself much room there. Okay, we know A has a sharp, so 2nd thickest string, 1st fret is an A. And then we're to B, because it's next in the alphabet, but we know B doesn't have a sharp, so B goes straight to C. And we know C has a sharp. And we know D, and D has a sharp. Then we know next is E. And now we know E doesn't have a sharp. So on the 2nd thickest string, 7th fret, moving to the 8, we're going E to F. And then we know on the 9th fret, F does have a sharp, and then it would be G, G sharp, back to A. So in theory, you can then work this on any string. That's what I wanted to get to today. So if we took the 2nd thinnest string, we know the 2nd thinnest strings are B, because E, A, D, G, B, E. So we know this is our B string. We also know B, we don't have a sharp. So B goes straight to C. And then we know C does, C sharp, and then to D. And we know D does. So, and then we're to E, because it's just next in the alphabet. And we also now know that E doesn't, so E goes to F. So with this theory of remembering E, we're not going to have a sharp, and B, you'll be able to work out every single note on the fretboard. And then we can relate that to chords, so we can work out major and minor chords, how we're going to play a major and minor chord. And with these 3, we'll perhaps do this next time, but we'll look at probably our 4 main chords, or 3. We'll certainly do major, minor, 7th, perhaps minor 7th and major 7th. We'll look at the perhaps the main chords that come up in music, and then with that, with those shapes and how they're formed, you'll be able to work out every single chord on the fretboard in principle. So this string, the E string and the A string, so the thickest and the 2nd thickest string, the E and the A, for now, let's concentrate on those as our most important ones to learn, because we're going to, the next sort of lesson, we'll be looking at these as being our root notes. So this is what we're going to form them around, these 2 strings. But using that theory, remember E no sharp and B no sharp. And then the musical alphabet goes from A to G and starts again. Now, if you use that theory, whether it's on the piano, guitar, whatever bass, whatever instrument you're playing, it's always the same. So it's a great way of working out where the notes are. Good luck with it.